Okay, let's try this one more time. About 10 seconds, we'll get started. Since Byron Ernst just gave me a 10-second countdown, for those of you who could not hear it, blast off, that's right. I would now like to call to order the April 14th, 2021 meeting of the Indiana State Board of Education. Roll call, please.
Ms. DeLosa.
Present.
Mr. Durham.
Present.
Dr. Ernest.
Present.
Dr. Freitas.
Present.
Mr. Gastineau.
Present.
Mr. Mapes.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Present.
Ms. Moat.
Here.
Ms. Rensselaer.
Here.
Mr. Watts.
Here.
Dr. Jenner.
Here.
You have a quorum. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the March 3rd, 2021 meeting?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, a couple things I'd like to share this morning. First of all, I understand we heard from Butler University that we have some of their pre-students tuning in today. So I saw Ted is in the audience. He always tunes in virtually. But at least now we know we have some others who are watching virtually today. So welcome to our Butler pre-service students. We're so glad you can join us. Hopefully you enjoy the discussion today. No pressure from a few of you here. And we look forward to you joining our profession soon. So thanks for joining us. Second thing I also wanted to mention, earlier this week, one of our own, Superintendent Pat Mapes, welcomed the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching to one of his elementary schools, Douglas MacArthur Elementary School, to be recognized as the school in the country to receive the Founders Award. The school also, Principal Star Hardiman received a $50,000 grant to support her teachers, but it's really incredible when you look at the data at the school. They far surpass state averages in ELA and math, and very specifically in the targeted population of EL students. They're just doing really incredible work. So wanted to give Pat a well-deserved pat on the back, and thank you for all your leadership there. And I don't know if you want to add anything.
Well, thank you. The teachers and the staff in Douglas MacArthur Elementary are the winners here, and more importantly, our students are. And NIET, we've had a partnership with them for 10 years, and probably the greatest thing is that they're in like 22 states and have an impact over millions of students. And that Douglas MacArthur, out of all the schools they serve in all those states, was identified as doing the best job of putting those structures in, of having mentor and master teachers, and a very collaborative working environment with administration to make certain that we're serving kids the best we can serve. So congratulations again to our teachers at Doug Mac and all the teachers in Perry Townships that utilize those structures to serve kids.
Yes, thank you. Also, each meeting during COVID-19, we've certainly recognized the work of our educators actively in Indiana. Today we have some data points that further emphasize the incredible work that's happening. The 10-minute gap in the beginning, Kristen and I had a chance to catch up. Kristen is actively a teacher in Indiana, and we talked about and shared some notes as we talked to colleagues around the country. It's kind of incredible. Well, it's not kind of, it is incredible, the work that has happened in Indiana over the past year and overcoming COVID-19 barriers. So a couple of updates. As of Friday, April 9th, our best data shows, which by the way is self-reported data from a school sampling across the state, that 99% of Indiana schools are going to school in an in-person or hybrid setting. And our numbers continue to go up. Right now, self-reporting, we're about 95% of schools reporting 5 days per week in person. That's incredible. With the remainder reporting in hybrid still. So again, hats off to the work being led across the state by our local leaders. Another data point I did want to also share is in terms of assessment participation, just an update. This is from Dr. Charity Flores and team. For iStep Plus, which as you know and the board absolutely knows, the window is in February. For iStep Plus in Indiana, approximately 91% of high school juniors completed the math and ELA assessments. Give me a second, let me turn my page here. For the WIDA testing window, which of course assesses our EL students, approximately 94% of students anticipated to test completed that. The iRead window, which was around middle of March in the state, and this one's pretty incredible, 97% of Indiana's third graders completed that assessment, 97%. And then of course, as you know, IM window has opened, and then iLearn opens Monday, I believe. So, couple data points, few data points, just to further support the incredible work that Indiana teachers, administrators, leaders are doing for our state, and ultimately, as Pat said, for our students. So thank you for that. Any other board member comments and reports? Pete?
If I could just follow up on your comments.
Yeah, please.
When we talked about this a year ago, we kind of recognized that for most students, being in person was the best thing for students, and we do not take for granted all the work that the faculty and teachers have done to make that happen. And there was no playbook. We just knew that was important to do, and you all figured it out. And we continue to have challenges for which there's not really a playbook, and we'll continue to do that. But just want to emphasize that we don't take for granted the hard work that was done.
Thank you. Any other board member comments? Greg, you're an active teacher in the classrooms. Any comments? Not to put you on the spot.
No, that's
but I
fine.
just did.
You know, at Hamilton Southeastern, you know, we've been one of those schools that started virtual, then hybrid, then back to virtual, and our HSE is at 61% as of Monday when the kids got another option to come back. And one of the most exciting things from this year was I was adding desks to my classroom on Monday.
Wow.
My biggest class has 21 in and out of 33 kids, and just the energy level, and the kids were back in the classroom. But to your point, you know, you got to wear two different hats. I mean, I've also got to stand in front of my computer and make sure my students at home are getting the same experience.
Yes.
Which is, I'm class of 85, right? This is not the technology I grew up with, but it's just, I walk around our building, I see what our teachers are doing, our math teachers staying after school and Zooming one-on-one with kids that are at home, making sure they're getting the concepts. It's incredible. What our teachers in the state of Indiana have done, right, or continue to do, is outstanding. I'm so proud to be a teacher in the state of Indiana. So thanks to all my friends.
And I hope I hope that's a headline that you're so proud to be a teacher in Indiana. That's awesome. Thank you, Greg. Any other board comments and reports? Any public comment? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business items. The first one we have, item A, waiver of consequence for Trinity Christian School.
Good morning. I'll explain this one briefly, but Trinity Christian School is subject to consequences after receiving 3 consecutive years of a D or lower. They're coming to the board requesting a waiver from those consequences so they can enroll new choice scholarship students for the upcoming school year. Absent the waiver, that would be unavailable to them. Similar to a request that came in front of the board in December, due to the cancellation of statewide testings and some other data issues with students being out, we're limited in the amount of data we can use. And so in this instance, we've looked at their historical performance on the statewide assessment, their accountability grade, and then data provided by the school itself. In each instance, the data seems to suggest that the school has demonstrated that the majority of its students, excuse me, this mask is terrible.
I'll tell you what, it was hard to hear a little bit.
Yeah, I
You're
apologize. So
comfortable.
I
Okay.
had to go into Kroger this morning with my tie over my face because I realized I'd forgotten masks, and so this was all they had left. And this is not good. But so in each instance, the data that they have been able to provide has shown that a majority of students in the school have demonstrated academic improvement from the prior school year. For those reasons, after reviewing the data, we recommend that the board approve the waiver so that the school may enroll new choice scholarship students next year.
Move to approve recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. I will inform the school.
Item B on our new business, the HEA 1003 flexibility waiver for North Lawrence Community Schools, Covington Community School Corporation, and Bloomfield School District.
And I'm happy to go through these on a case-by-case basis, but in each instance, so Bloomfield has asked for a waiver from the instructional day requirement in order to be able to count their instructional day by minutes. They still will ensure that the students receive the equivalent number of minutes that they would had they been counting the day by hour. Same thing goes for Covington and North Lawrence. And then the other request is that the schools receive a waiver from the school corporation annual performance report. In the past, the board has granted these waivers whenever asked. And so the recommendation in each instance here is that the board again grant the waivers for the 3 school corporations that have made the requests.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Staff will inform the schools.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. We are officially adjourned.